Alright, what is up everybody? It's your man, DGL, or DillsGambitLive, and I'm here on the chess.com live arena in analysis mode. Over the past few days, I've been playing on the 15-minute time control, playing a lot of, rapid chess. I know it's a big surprise I'm playing a, time control other than bullet, but, I am capable of playing other time controls. So yeah, I wanted to show you some of the best games I think I've played over the past few days. Yeah, and here's game one. So my opponent here was pretty highly rated if I remember correctly, and had the Russian flag. So yeah, so that's my background on the player. I know, anticlimactic, but whatever. Okay, let's go on to the game. I opened up with knight f3, which is a bit surprising, I assume, but to some people, because I almost always play e4. But okay, I am capable of playing other openings. My opponent responded with d5, and I played c4, d4. Yeah, this is why c4 is a bit notorious, because it allows black this d4 advance. So we have sort of a Benoni, and I played e3, and he played c5, which is a bit of a pleasant surprise, so to say. It's not bad for black, of course, but it does allow an interesting option with b4. And we have, out of the blue, a reversed Blumenfeld Gambit. I know, it's very fancy, very rare, but we have it, and let's observe it. Let's just take a couple seconds to look at this. Okay, yeah, nerdgasm, right? No, I'm kidding. So yeah, b4, reversed Blumenfeld Gambit. My opponent played e6. I played bishop b2. Just, putting more pressure on the d4 square slash pawn. He took on e3. And, of course, I took back. Knight f6. I took on c5. Just playing it really simple. He took back, and I played d4. Advancing, gaining space, putting a pawn in the center. Yada, yada, yada. He gave the check, and I blocked with the bishop. Okay. Alright. Queen a5 and queen d2. So now if knight e4, which is not playable, but okay, I'll show you why. Take on b4, takes on d2, and in this line, white is a piece up. So queen d2. My opponent played knight c6, bishop d3, b6, which is a bit surprising, but it makes sense. Black is having a hard time to get this e5 advance in to free his bishop. So he makes some room on b7 or a6 to put the bishop there. Alright, I just castled. Simple chess. It's good to castle. He took on c3. I took back. And bishop a6. Alright. So he's tickling my c-pawn a bit. Okay. And I, here, played the move e4. So this is one of those moments whether can you play it or can you not play it. And, it looks like my my assumptions were correct. Yeah, because my center looks okay. It looks nice. I have a really nice center, but can I hold this center and keep it, so to say? All right. So my opponent castled, which is actually not so good. I mean, okay, you have to castle. You have to get your king out of the center. It makes sense, but yeah, it just looks really ugly, and I'll show why in a second. The computer recommends castling queenside. But this just looks so unhuman to me. Yeah, I don't know. The line goes d5, knight b4, bishop e2. But, I mean, what human would play this as black, castling long? It just, it looks very scary. With ideas of, rook b1, or here. There's also these ideas. Looks very scary indeed. Okay, let's go back a sec. So yeah, another possible move was rook d8, but okay. So my opponent castled, and as I mentioned, it's, yeah, a bit rough, so to say. And if you studied the Greek gift at all, then you would know kind of what I'm thinking right now, or at least at the time what I was thinking. So yeah, I played e5. So yeah, just hitting the knight, very simple. And the knight has to go to g4. Here, let me show you some lines here. Knight g4. And now if white tries the Greek gift, then the king takes, queen d3. Alright, the king goes back. And f5. So if white takes en passant, knight takes, and black is fine. And if the queen tries to go to h3 to threaten mate, then the knight can just go to h6 and block the critical square. And black is defending in his counterplay, namely these pawns, will provide more than enough for, yeah, whatever white has on e6 and so on and so forth. Black is doing okay. Okay, so after e5, knight g4 is the way to go. And so because bishop takes h7 does not work, white needs to find something else. So let's say h3, knight h6. White can choose from either rook a to c1 or the very sharp g4. So yeah, then the game goes on. But of course, yeah, that did not happen. And I forget, I think it was without error there can be no brilliancy, so to say. I think that was Lasker. I'll have to look that up. I'm trying to remember who that was. I think it was Lasker. Anyway, my opponent played knight d7. And now, bishop takes h7 is perfectly good and probably objectively winning. But the game still needs to be finished out, and my opponent defended really well. I mean, considering the circumstances. So I played knight g5 check. Alright. And the king went back. So, let me flip my page here in my notes. Alright. So knight g5. I should also mention, briefly, if king h8, then bishop e4, bishop here, taking on c4, and white has a pleasant choice between grabbing on c6 or even queen f2, threatening this idea. Very nice. So, yeah, in other words, the king has to take on h7. So to continue on, knight g5 check, and king g8. So, if king g6, then we have, let me show you some of the lines here. Queen d3, f5, e takes f6, and if king h5 or king h6, we have the same line, same mate. Let's just say king h5 here. We have queen h7 check, and I have a slight tickle in my throat. I don't know what's up. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, queen h7 takes, knight e4, king g4, and queen h3 is mate. Very nice, yeah. Okay. So let's go back a couple moves. Okay, instead of these moves, there's also king takes g5. But after queen to h7, with the same idea of knight here followed by mate. And yeah, how does black actually prevent this? It's not so easy. So some sample lines here. Let's say black tries this with knight takes the pawn. We have h4, king down, queen g6, king takes the pawn, rook here, knight blocks, and that's mate. Alright. So let's back up. Okay, so another option could be, okay, queen f5. Okay, we can just take. That's another option. But okay, obviously not a pleasant one. Okay, and there's also queen takes c3 here. But that runs into h4, right? h4, king g4, queen g6 takes, and rook f4 is checkmate. Alright, so some nice lines there. I should also mention that if king h6 here, queen e3 is absolutely crushing with these ideas. Yeah, it's very ugly. There's also rook f4 to consider. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So after knight g5 check, the king went back, understandably, of course. And alright, the game went on with queen d3 and f5. So I played the nice queen h3 here. So remember earlier with the knight g4 line, black had the very nice retreat to block this, but this is of course no longer possible. Alright, so rook e8 was played. Queen h7 and king f8. And the computer, okay, in its brilliancy, points out the very nice move, and probably flat out winning, in fact, knight d5. Alright, so the knights are covering these squares, and the simple threat is just checkmate. So, in other words, this knight needs to be taken. No other way of getting around it. Takes, queen takes f5, king e7. We have the check here. Knight check, this is all force. If king c8 now, we just grab the knight. So, king c7 here. Yeah, and you can kind of tell this kind of goes downhill fast. We have here takes. If king b7 here, this is even mate 4, I believe, or 3. This is mate. Let me go back. And if king c7, we can just grab the rook, and it's completely winning. So yeah, obviously a very nice win indeed. And alright, let me get the position back. So, the computer found a very nice move with knight d5 here. But okay, clearly I did not find this. I think I was down to like 3 minutes at this point. And yeah, I think the move I played gets some style points. Maybe it's not immediately winning, so to say, but it's nice. I just played rook takes f5. Alright. Sort of a pseudo rook sack. Of course, the black pawn can't take because if takes here, I was intending knight d5, and this was later confirmed with the computer that this is just winning, with the similar idea of stopping the king from moving and threatening the mate, which basically forces the queen to give up herself for the knight, and that would be winning. Alright, so anyway, let me go back a sec. So rook takes f5. King e7 played. Let me flip my pages with my notes. Alright, so, and now the next nice move, knight takes e6. So, basically saying, okay, I don't want you to run away, stopping that escape square. King takes, okay, just grabbing the knight, makes sense. If you're being attacked, you might as well grab as much material as you can and try to hang on. Okay, gave the check. King back, queen h4. And the knight blocked. I took king d7. And around here, I was in really deep time trouble. And with less than a minute on the clock, I began playing some weird moves and actually ended up losing on time. But I think it was a good game up until here. And what I did is not even bad. It's actually still really winning. But Yeah, the time trial was just too great, unfortunately. Of course here, let me show the move I played first. I played just taking the pawn. Of course here, just d takes c6 with check and picking up the, oops, queen. Sorry about that. Is completely winning, but okay. It's hard to play good chess when you only have 30 seconds on the clock, as I'm sure we all know. But okay, what I played is not bad. I took on g7. The queen took on c3. Rook f7 check. King went back, and then another check on g4. And I promoted to another queen. Okay, the rook is hanging and was taken. I dropped back, and the queen just gave himself, it's a she, the queen is a she. The queen gave herself up just as a time burner. I took bishop c4, and I ended up losing on time here. Quite unfortunate, because I think it was a really nice game on my part, but okay, you know, life goes on. That's chess for you. You can't have it all, so to say. But I think it was a nice enough game, and yeah, I felt like sharing that. I think it was pretty cool. And yeah, of course, here in this final position, Y is completely winning with his extra 2 queens. It's very nice. Okay, the rook will probably give itself up. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. I don't know if you could tell, but it is painfully early here, and I actually have to get off to work and what so forth. I should probably get some coffee, because, yeah, just because. Anyway, I'll spare you guys of my daily morning routine. And yeah, I'll see you around. Good luck with your chess. Hope you got something out of this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. Thanks and bye. It was fun. Oh, and GG to my opponent here. Can you imagine having to defend all that with you know, 15 minutes on the clock? Yeah, not easy at all. So yeah, winning on time is quite an accomplishment in itself. Very, yeah, good game to my opponent, and I'll be back with another game probably soon. Alright, thanks again, guys. I'll see you guys around. Thanks.